Five, four, three, two, one. Okay, it looks like we're live, and this is a Google Hangout all about the WP Xray plugin, if you like, which has been developed by Sarah Staar and can be used to reverse engineer any WordPress site pretty much instantly, which has the benefit of enabling you to see how it's set up. So I've got Graham Lee with me up in Oakham in the East Midlands, who's got a few questions for me about this tool. So fire away, Graham.
Good afternoon, one and all.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Right, yeah. It's a strange position for me to be in, Paul, because like yourself, I've been around the internet for a while, and it's unusual for me to know nothing about something that is so new, so hot, and so much talked about. So I know a little bit. I know that it's a plugin for WordPress sites, and I've seen a couple of screenshots, but I don't really know how it works or how to make use of it. So can you start to run with that, and maybe I'll pick a few things up on the way?
Yeah, okay. So first thing there, I don't wish to pull you up, but when you say it's a plugin, it's actually a plugin for Google Chrome.
I told you I knew nothing.
Yeah, it's a plugin for Chrome, the browser, as opposed to a WordPress plugin itself. And basically it's easy to download and install. You don't have to actually download or install any software onto your machine. You literally go to the link, which I'll put below the video. It's a free product, free tool for people to use. You basically click on the button and it installs onto your browser, your Google Chrome browser.
Right.
So very, very user-friendly, very, very easy to use.
I think that's an important thing to understand, because I didn't know that originally, because usually plugins you do through your dashboard on WordPress, yeah, and download it to your WordPress site and then upload it to the system. But this is not, it doesn't actually go anywhere near the site. It sits on your browser.
Yeah, it's a Google
Chrome browser.
Yeah, it's an add-on for your Google Chrome browser. It's like a browser extension, if you like.
Good, thank you.
Yeah, it gives an extra functionality to your browser. Was there more to that question, or do you?
No. So I just thought it was an interesting distinction.
Yeah, it's a big distinction. So basically, this WordPress Xray tool sits on your browser. And when you visit a WordPress site, you literally click on the icon on your browser, and it will bring up 4 pieces of information for you. The first one is the WordPress theme that is being used on that website. Now this is perfect. If you see a website that you particularly like the look of or the functionality of, if you can see the theme and plugins that site is used in, you can literally go off yourself and get the same theme and plugins, and there's totally nothing wrong with doing this. It's not illegal. You're not stealing anything. You're literally emulating what somebody successful in your niche is already doing.
The theme with WordPress, it's sort of like the structure of the site, isn't it? The style, the look of it.
Yeah, I liken it to a template, if you like. It's the template or the backbone or it's the skeleton of your actual site, and then literally all you do is add pictures and content, words and pictures onto that site. So yeah, just the basic skeleton, if you like, or theme.
Right, so then it would always show the theme that is on the particular site you're looking at.
Yeah, so if you've got a site that you're looking to emulate, or you think my site would look very nice if it looks similar to this, you click on the WP Xray icon, and then 4 things show up. First of all, the theme, as I've already said. The next thing it lists is all the plugins that are used on that site. So for example, there might be a nice photo slider on the homepage, which it goes one photo and then to the next photo and then the next and so on. You've probably seen those on many websites. You might think, oh, that's nice, I'd like that, something like that on my website. So literally you look at the plugins, and not only does it tell you which plugin it is, but if you click on the link, it will take you to the site where you can go and download that plugin yourself. And to be honest, most plugins are free, and even if there is a charge, they're not very expensive.
So if for example, as you say, one of these rotating picture, can you use that in addition to the theme, or would you have to change your theme?
No, the theme is the basic underlying template of the website, and plugins are, a bit like the WP Xray Google Chrome plugin. It's like an extension, so you're just adding additional functionality to the theme. It's like the icing on the cake, really.
Okay, so.
So it's almost like buying a car and then buying, for example, a spoiler, if you like.
Some nice fluffy dice.
Yeah.
So, maybe.
Yeah, the theme would be the car, the plugin would be the spoiler or the turbo or what have you.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are the first two things, the theme and the plugins. The next thing it shows you is the who is, and the who is tells you who actually owns the website, who's registered that domain, and it takes you to a page where you can find the information, and in many cases the contact details of the website owner. So if you're looking perhaps to place banner ads on WordPress websites in your niche, you could go to Google, type in, for example, weight loss, which is your niche, and then after that type in powered by WordPress, and that is going to bring up a load of WordPress websites in your niche, and then you could use the plugin to find the who is information, and then perhaps you could email the website owners where you're interested in placing a banner.
That's very useful, actually, because I've always thought that the who is information was a bit superfluous, but I never really thought how I could use that, because unless I owned the site, I wasn't too bothered. But knowing who owns it, then you can approach them in terms of banner advertising and such, and all sorts of exchange of information or cooperation. If it's in the same niche, it's very useful.
Yeah, exactly, and most professional companies will actually have a phone number on there as well, so you could actually just pick the phone up and shortcut the delay of using email and give them a quick ring. The thing is with email, you never know if it's actually going to get through and is it going to get read by the right person. Whereas if you give them a call, your chances of success are more likely.
Often gets swamped under a load of other stuff as well, doesn't it? So
yeah. And if it's not important to them at that point in time, they may not respond straight away, and then it will get forgotten. And so a phone call can be a lot better. Okay, so that's three of the four. The final piece of information is what's referred to as the reverse IP lookup, and what that actually gives you is it gives you a list of any other websites that are registered on that server. Now, there's one slight flaw with this that isn't really explained, but I'll just touch on it. If you're trying to see what niches, say you're looking at the site of a successful internet marketer, for example, and you're trying to find out what other websites they've got, you could go to this and see all these other websites listed, but what you need to be aware of is if they're on a shared server, these other websites might not belong to them. So you would then need to look up the who is of each of these websites to make sure that it is owned by the person you think it is, because it could be owned by somebody totally different and be a totally unsuccessful website, and then you wouldn't really want to be emulating that for obvious reasons.
Yeah, because I mean a lot of the very top marketers have their own servers, don't they? And they'll for security reasons as much as anything else, that they want to make sure that their websites stay up, they don't crash, along with a lot of other stuff, and protection against viruses and that sort of stuff. So if you do happen to know that one of the top people in the niche has their own server, then using WP Xray will bring up all of their sites. But as you say, if you're not sure of that, you need to double check with the information you get from who is to see if it is their site. Yeah,
exactly. But you may find that there's perhaps a local business has been successful and doing very well in their niche, and a local business owner may not afford to get the private server, so his server would be shared. So you do need to check that out thoroughly, because that you know, it's not always guaranteed it's going to be their websites, and you know, you only want to emulate successful things.
Good.
So those are the 4 key things that the plugin does. Now, if anybody does want the plugin, as I think I alluded to, it is totally free of charge, which is brilliant for such a great functionality. Once this Google Hangout has saved and is on YouTube, I'm going to put a link below the video so people can just click that and go straight to the free download of the plugin for their browser. Did you have any more questions on it, Graham?
No, I know an awful lot more about it now than I did 10 minutes ago, and my mind's turning over the different ways you can use this, and just absorb the information that it brings you. It's a fantastic piece of kit, especially and for free. That's great stuff. Do you know anything about updates, or I mean, is it maintained, because WordPress is updating all the time to different formats, and will there be automatic updates? Do you know, or not?
Well, I personally don't know. I didn't develop the tool, but I would imagine if it does become out of date, then it would be updated. Yeah, but that's only my guess. I would imagine it will be kept up to date. It would be pretty foolish not to, really. So
really, it's just a question of going to the link that you're going to provide, and then everybody will be on the same path that you've got on, except you'll have given everybody a good head start. Yeah, exactly. It's one of those tools that it's just nice to have. It's not something I think I'd be using very frequently. You'd use it kind of in your research stages. I'd say the main benefits are that you can emulate successful sites either in your niche or not necessarily in your niche. If you just like the look or functionality of a website, it doesn't really matter which niche it's in. You can simply emulate that for your own website. And the other one, as I say, the other main benefit is, I think, for finding sites to put banners on. Yeah, I mean, that sounds terrific. One thing I would remind everybody else who's listening about, that this is for Chrome, isn't it? They must remember it's Chrome. It's no good opening your Firefox or Internet Explorer. It doesn't apply. You have to use Chrome, and it will download onto your Chrome browser. Exactly, yeah. It's for Chrome only, and Chrome is a free download anyway. I don't think you have to have a Google account even for Chrome. I might be wrong, but yeah, you need Google Chrome, and that's free as well, so that's no big deal. Plus, it is a good browser. It's my browser of choice. Yeah. Excellent. All right, that's great. Thank you, Paul. Excellent. All right, Graham, thanks very much for your questions. I hope I've answered them thoroughly. And for anybody watching, if you have any more questions, you can contact me via my YouTube channel or via getspotted.online.co.uk. As I say, there will be a link below this video for you to get the WordPress Xray tool, totally free of charge. Enjoy, have fun, and I'll speak to you soon, Graham. Thanks for joining me. Thanks, Paul. Bye. Bye.